Right, gentlemen. Today we'll have an interview of Shutanshu Sharma. He's son of Mr. Anshu Sharma, who is a businessman settled at Calcutta. He is running a business of his own. His monthly income is one lakh rupees per month. His mother is also a graduate. She's a homemaker. He himself has done his 10th from CBSE from Birla Pub School Pilani with 90%, and 12th from the same school with 85%. He is pursuing his graduation in psychology from Ameity University in Calcutta, and he's expected to appear for the final examination in the month of June itself. He himself is a good basketball player. Yes, he was a captain of basketball team. He plays TT, and he loves cycling. As a matter of fact, he has gone for 200 miles or 200 kilometers cycling. His hobby is cycling and cricketing. He loves theatre, and he has participated in debates and other activities. He is appearing for Army, and he's going to be first attempt. Now it's all up to you, Captain Sisir and Shutanshu will be muted. Okay, right, all use.
Well, Shutanshu, how are you?
Sir, I'm good, sir.
Great. You're looking very smart. Must compliment you for your dress. So how is the thing in Calcutta?
Sir,
How's the climate?
It's good around here, sir. It's been windy in the last few days, but it's humid as well, so it gets sweaty during the afternoon. Otherwise, it's good.
Okay. So tell me something about West Bengal and its culture here. I have heard a lot about it.
Yes, sir. West Bengal, sir. In India, the West Bengal has its unique place in terms of culture. Like it stands out wherever whenever we talk about West Bengal, it stands out in terms of culture. Like we have Durga Puja here, and the people are very rooted here to their culture. For example, in other areas there may be some people who have drifted apart from their culture, but in West Bengal we observe that they're still rooted to their culture, and they follow their rituals really good.
Okay. And what if somebody asks you to describe about the culture and tradition of Bengalis? What will you say?
Sir, Bengalis, I think, as far as I have observed, they live a very satisfied life, and they have a very set routine. Like, for example, they'll open their, for example, if they have a business, then they'll open it around 7 or 8, and they'll close it mandatory. Like I have observed in my locality, they close it mandatorily by 12 or by 1, and from 1 to 5 they have their lunch and they sleep for 2 hours. After that, then they open at 5 and they close it around 9:30 to 10. And one thing is a mandate in Bengali culture, that they go for a vacation every year, and they're really passionate about Durga Puja, and it's really good to be here. It's an amazing experience if we are here in Durga Puja.
Okay. Well, so Shutanshu, what does Shutanshu word mean? What does
So
the mean? What is the meaning?
Shutanshu means, yes sir, it means, it's a synonym of the moon.
Synonym of the
Moon, sir. Moon.
moon. Okay, so you are very cool and composed like moon.
Sir, I try to be.
You try to. Why? You get angry?
No, sir. I am cool and composed. I am very patient, I think.
Okay. So Shutanshu will be having our interaction for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. We'll be having our conversation in English. And if you feel the need to explain something and you're finding it difficult to express, you may use Hindi. But my request would be that you should revert back to English as soon as possible. Okay. Normally, when you go for an interview, you'll be alone with the interviewing officer. There'll be a gap of about 3 to 6 feet between you and him, so that he's able to observe you complete profile. There'll be a small table on which there'll be a jar of water or a water bottle kept, Should you feel the need for drinking water, you can use that. Many times it happens because of waiting and again, temperature and climate conditions. Sometimes your throat becomes dry and all. So you can have a sip or two from that. Okay. So this is how the interview would be generally happening, and we will be carrying it out now, and it would be more or less in the same way as we conduct, other than that instead of being physically present, we are doing it online. That will be the only difference. Okay, so during the next 45 minutes or so, we'll be talking about you and your activities in greater detail. Suppose, though I have gained some information after going through the PIQ form that you had filled and submitted to Colonel Prasad sir, I would be interested in knowing more about you and your activities in detail. Suppose you tell me about your education starting from class 8 onwards and working up to your present level of education. I would be interested in knowing about the percentage scored in 10th exam and beyond, the subjects chosen after class 12 for further studies, and also about your future career options. Talk about your participation in extra co-curricular activities, including game sports, etc. Any achievements in them. Mention about the teacher that you liked the most and those who did not impress you much. I would also be interested in knowing about the friend circle that you moved with while at school, college, or hostel. Who are your close friends? Why do you consider them so? Any difficulties in financing your education and such other things? You may start.
Okay, sir. So firstly, I'll start with my class 8 grade. So there was it was a grade system at that time till class 8. So I got an A in class 8, and I was also part of declarations and debates in inter-house debates in my school from class 8 only. And from in class 9, we in our school there were 3 sections, and in the middle section the senior most class was the class 9. So I was also given the responsibility of the house prefect in class 9, and I scored around 85% in class 9. Then in class 10 we were the junior most class in senior section, and I scored 90% in class 10. In class 10 I started playing basketball, and I really started liking it, and I pursued it further till class 12. And after that, in class 11, I chose my subjects as physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. So I had both in maths and biology. So, and in class 11, I got around 75% in my final exams. After that, in class 12, uh, I got 85%, and after that, sir, I explored a lot in my career. Like I saw people taking well, most of the people were trying for IIT or trying for NEET, but I didn't want to go in that field. I wanted to explore something new, and I started exploring other fields. I found psychology to be a very interesting field, and I also explored it more. Than I found that it has a great future as well. After that, when COVID started, the scope of psychology really grew. It grew a lot in after COVID or during COVID. Other than that, sir, in my school I had many friends, as I was in a boarding school. So there were many friends, but to mention some of my close friends would be Raghav Biani, Kartikeya Rajpurohit, and Aniket Kumar Singh. I really liked them because we were together from class 7 itself, and I went and when I went to boarding school, they were the first ones whom I met, and I really found we really clicked in, and since then we were together. And other than that, they've been they were good in studies, and they also supported me in sports as well. So I stick to them, and I still talk to them many times. Raghav Bihani stays in Rajasthan. We call Kartike and all. We come on video calls frequently in a month or two. Other than that, after that, sir, after I pursued psychology, uh, I have there were the female population in psychology courses much more. So I have mostly female friends here. Their names would be Siddhi, Prachi, and Vanshika. And other than that, sir, My favorite teacher would be from school. There are few teachers, but I would name two of them. First would be DC Mishra sir. He used to teach us science in class 8th and 9th. And sir, I liked him because he had a really calm and composed attitude, and he never thrashed out, or he never he barely scolded anyone, and he used to teach in a very good manner, and he is one of the reasons that I pursued science in class 11 as well. After that, sir, my Hindi teacher in class 9 and 10, AK Mishra sir, he was a really knowledgeable man, and he has taught us a lot about life. Like he has taught us like what should we do, and how what things are good to do, what things are not. He has taught us many things. That's why. And other than that, sir, in co-curricular activities, I really got involved in basketball in my school, and I became this basketball team captain in class 12. And I also participated in debates, declarations. Other than that, I have also participated in uh, inter-house table tennis things, and I came second overall in the school in class 12. And in class 12, I was also the school prefect of I was part of the prefectorial board, and I was the school prefect of my house. So that's it, sir.
One more question left. Two questions we have not answered.
Sorry, sir, I missed one.
The teacher who did not impress you much, any difficulties in financing your education or such other things?
So, sir, there was a bit difficulty in financing my education after class 10th. My father told me about it, and but he told me that he'll handle it. Like there was a bit difficulty. He didn't tell me in much detail. I asked him, but he didn't disclose it to me. I just knew it a little bit. Other than that, a teacher that did not impress me would be my sports teacher in class 7. Like there we had PE classes, but he barely took us out. He barely took us out for the physical classes. He used to sit in the class, and not he wasn't much. He didn't look much interested to do his job. But other than that, he was. And then all the teachers were good.
Okay. So, 7th class the sports teacher, he changed after you went to higher classes?
Yes, sir. Sir, class 7 till class 7, I was in junior section. After that, for class 8th and 9th, I was in middle section. So the teachers changed.
So when you became part of the prefect and all of your house and that board, you didn't take any action about correcting this aspect?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, he had left the school when I was in class 9.
When you were in class?
9, sir.
9.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now you mentioned what all exams did you appear for after class 12? Competitive exams?
Sir, I once appeared for NDA in class 12 itself. And other than that, I haven't appeared for any competitive. This was with my first attempt in competitive exams.
So India, how many attempts did you appear?
Sir, one attempt.
Okay, and what was the result?
Sir, I couldn't get through.
You could not clear the written exam.
No, sir.
Okay. And why you didn't appear for the other chances?
Sir, I prepared for the other chances, but it was COVID time, and the center I had chosen was Jaipur, and I had come back to Kolkata. So that's why we decided that we won't give it. Then we decided I'll prepare for CDS itself after college.
Okay. Why? Which service you want to join and why?
So I want to join the army, and because, sir, I have seen many people, and I have also seen videos of army men and other things, and I have been really inspired by the character that the army shows. That's it.
Can you explain what you mean the character shown by the army?
Yes, sir. Sir, whenever I have seen an army man, it's a great personality. Like it's a great personality, and it wants me to become like them. I want to be like them. That's it.
Can you explain what do you mean by the great
Yes, sir. The
personality?
determination, the determination, the way they speak, they have a little humbleness in their tone, and they are not dominant yet they are assertive, and I really like that thing about them. And I think army can give me a life that no other profession can give.
So where are you staying in Calcutta? How have you met army people?
Sir, I haven't met army people. I've seen videos on YouTube, and I stay
Hmm.
in Newtown, Kolkata.
Hmm. So which videos have you seen?
So there are many channels like Defense Mania and Insight SSB. These channels frequently post videos of army men or the training that they go through. That's all.
Okay. Why you didn't appear for other competitive exams? I
Sir, I had
understand you
chosen.
want to explore, but with science as your subject, you have not changed your stream completely.
Yes, sir. But I had already chosen psychology as my subject, and the other field that I had chosen was defense itself. So I didn't think that it was necessary. That's all.
So what is the reason for choosing psychology?
Sir, as I said that I explored a lot. I explored fields, and I found psychology to be interesting, and it had a great future in India, and as well as I also explored it in other countries, and I saw that the psychology has already progressed a lot in other countries, and it will progress in India as well. That's all. I
So what
found
was
it.
the interesting part of psychology? Can you share? What did you like as interesting that compelled you to choose this field?
Yes, sir. Sir, it talks about the human mind and the actions that we do and why do we do them, and what compels us and what makes us do any actions that we do. So, like whatever we do, why are we doing that like that? So, that I wanted
No,
to.
whatever we do.
So, whatever we do, like what is the thought process behind our actions? That other than that, it also talks about disorders and some special cases. So that's I found that interesting as well.
Okay. So you could have become a doctor, also psychiatrist. That also deals with
Yes,
psychology
sir.
and treatment.
Yes, sir. But I did not want to go towards biology much more. I had lost a bit interest in biology in class 12. That's why I
What
didn't want to
is
go
your
through it.
scope after graduation in psychology?
So there are many fields in psychology. Like it has mainly three branches after graduation, which is organizational psychology, clinical psychology, and counseling psychology. So in counseling psychology, we can go and find jobs in school counseling or criminal counseling and these areas. In clinical psychology, we can diagnose patients. For example, someone is having problems who is where the family and the teachers they are unable to find the solution. So they may come to the clinical psychologist. There are certain psychometric tests about it. So when we give those tests, we can find out what's the problem in the personality. If there is something severe, we can diagnose it and we can tell the treatment. And it's a palliative process. So we have to take in consideration of counselors as well, psychiatrist also if the client needs medication. And other than that, if it's a child, we may also include special educators as well.
So what field do you want to pursue if, say, you want to pursue in psychology?
Sir, I would like to pursue counseling psychology.
Counseling psychology, and why?
Sir, counseling psychology, I think I have a bit of calmness and I can talk to people in a much efficient way. And the main part of counseling psychology is one-to-one interaction. So that's why I would like to pursue it.
Okay. So, well, you mentioned that you want to join army. Say, suppose you get a call for Navy. So will you refuse?
Yes, sir, I would refuse. Other than that, sir, I am also not eligible for Navy because I
No,
don't have
I
physics.
said hypothetical situation. So, say you're not getting into army and you want to join. I mean, you get a call letter from Navy.
Yes, sir. No, sir, I won't refuse that.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously it comes under the defense services and it is very inspiring to be to be the part of that.
Okay. So tell me who is the Chief of Army Staff?
Sir, it's Manoj Soni, sir. No, sir. No. Sir, I don't
Okay.
remember it.
You know the ranks of Indian Army?
Yes, sir. It starts from Lieutenant Colonel,
Okay. And
then Colonel, then Major, then Captain, and General. Then Major General, and then General.
okay. Which is the highest rank in Indian Army?
Sir, it's General itself.
Okay. You heard of Sam Manekshaw?
Yes, sir.
Who was he?
He was the first general in our army.
First general.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, you have, which was your favorite subject in science?
Sir, chemistry.
Okay, chemistry was your subject. So if I tell you like I'm in class 7th and I come to you, Shutanshu Bhaiya, can you please explain how do I remember periodic table? What will be your advice to me?
Sir, I would advise him to write it and memorize it. Other than that, we also have some short forms of that. Like for hydrogen, we can say it her, then helium, he, then lithium, li, B for boron, her, he, li, ber. I remembered it like that. So, sir, I can advise
So
him.
you remember all the elements? Where does the base elements figure in periodic table?
Sorry, sir.
Where does the base elements, base, the one who do not react too much, where are they placed in
Sir,
periodic table?
they are placed at the rightmost corner. They are the noble gases.
Along with noble gases.
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, tell me, why do we have the roads banking on turns?
Sorry, sir. Sir, the roads.
Why do roads, they bank on turning? In highways and all, we see that the roads have a kind of a banking. You understand banking? It is tilted. It's like one side is less and the other side is slightly high. Why does it happen? Which
Sir,
phenomena of physics?
so because while turning, we are coming in a straight line, and that's why we may have extra speed. And while turning, we should have extra space to turn, more surface area to turn.
Which law of physics? Which forces act?
Sir, centripetal force.
Centripetal. What is centripetal force?
Sir, the force applied on an object during a circular motion.
So what happens? Where does it push the object?
Sir, in whichever direction we are, for example, I'm sitting in a car, and if I'm turning towards the left, then my body would be moving towards the right.
What is centrifugal force then?
So centrifugal force moves us outwards.
So centripetal moves inward and centrifugal moves outwards. You sure?
No, sir, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Tell me, why does aeroplane fly and motorcycle does not?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat?
Why does aeroplane able to fly and a motorcycle does not?
Sir, because the aeroplane is designed like that to fly. The shape helps the aeroplane to fly. It's a streamlined shape, so it cuts through the air.
So if I have a streamline these days, so you have bikes, high-end bikes, they are very streamlined for high speed and this aerodynamic.
No, sir. Sir, the engine is not that powerful, sir, as compared to the aeroplane. That's
No.
also a factor.
So what is that thing which lifts the aeroplane up?
Sir, it's the power of the engine that helps it lift, and along with that, it's the shape of the aeroplane.
So what happens?
Sir, it's able to fly in the air. That's through it.
How?
Mm,
No, see, science is all about observation and making things happen. You are right.
yes.
The cause is the engine, powerful engine, and the shape. But what happens because of these two things?
Sir, due to the streamlined force, it cuts through the air, so it's easier for it to keep flying in the air. And other than that, it's backed up by the power of the engine.
What is Bernoulli's principle?
So Bernoulli's principle is the amount of water displaced in when we immerse an object inside water is equal to the force applied on the object.
It's inside water.
So when we immerse the object in water.
Okay. Uh, Tell me why Ukraine and Russia war started. What is the reason and what is your take on it?
So the Russia and Ukraine war has started because of an organization NATO, and the Ukraine wanted to be a part of NATO, and being a part of NATO means the countries which are already a part of NATO can set up their arm bases in that country as well. And since Ukraine is bordering Russia, so Russia that's why had a problem with this, and it had already warned Ukraine and the NATO members as well that it will not accept it. And Russia has therefore started war on this, and Ukraine didn't listen to it, so Russia started war on this. And my take would be, sir, I think Russia, I'll take the side of Russia in the war, and I think it's completely right because it already had said that it won't accept it, but still Ukraine and US haven't listened to the because it's obviously dangerous because US is also a part of Russia, and US and Russia are always having problems with each other.
But Finland is a country which is also nearer to Russia,
Yes, sir.
has already joined NATO.
Yes, sir. That Russia had objected that as well, but this was another time that this was going to happen. So Russia felt more threatened because it was slowly it thought that it is getting surrounded.
The hardly 20 mile difference is there between Finland and the border of Finland and Russia. But Russia
Yes,
did
sir.
not attack Finland, which is much smaller in size.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, I haven't read about that. I'll read about it.
So can, instead of Ukraine, can shift to Finland and still control Russia. There's 20 mile difference, that's all. Okay. You tell me what is the Chinese initiative, which we call it BRI. What do you mean by that? BRI and CPAC. And why India is threatened by it?
Sir, it's a initiative of China in the Indian Ocean, and it has included different countries, but it hasn't included India in it. So that's why India is feeling threatened about it.
Yeah, so let it be. It's Chinese problem. They want to come and do with us or not. We are the rising economy. But why is India feeling threatened?
Sir, we are not feeling threatened. It's just that it's happening in the Indian Ocean, and it hasn't involved India. So that's just the case.
Okay. What is necklace of pearl?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that gives me a fair idea about your education and other related activities. Now, I would be interested in knowing about your family. Tell me about the members of your family, including grandparents, their education, qualification, etc. in detail. I would also like to know about the general activities at home, the ones in which you get personally involved, Whom do you approach for help if you have a problem or you want to confide? Mention about your friend circle in the neighborhood. How do you spend time together? How much of pocket money do you get and how do you spend it? You may start from.
Okay, sir. So my grandparents. I have my grandfather. My grandmother had a demise in 2019, and my grandfather stays in UP, Bulandshahr, and I have one younger sister, and my father, and I live with my younger sister, my father, and my mother. My grandfather is a graduate in law, and he's a practicing lawyer in Supreme Court and uh, District Court as well. And my father has done graduation from political science, and my mother has graduated, is also a graduate. And my younger sister is in class 8. And I personally get involved in my father's business many times. I have been involved in it since the lockdown itself, and I have helped a lot I have helped a lot to my father about in this. And other than that, sir, I also help my mother in many activities daily. For example, anything that she asks me to do. And yes, sir, that's it.
Mention about your friend in the neighborhood. How do you spend time together? Talk about how much pocket money do you get and how do you spend it?
So, sir, I get pocket money around 3,000 per month, and I mostly spend. I used to get pocket money for college only. Other than that, I don't require pocket money. And I used mostly it's used for my transport to college only, and maybe sometimes in canteen. And my friends in neighborhood, there are few friends, and we spend time together. We play football 2 or 3 times a week. Every.
Okay. If you have a problem, whom do you approach for help and you want to confide?
Yes, sir. It depends on what type of problem I have. Like if there is something that that I think that my mother can help or my father can help, I approach to them accordingly. Other than that, if there is something that I cannot, that I don't think that I want to share, or I need to share with my parents, I share it with my friend.
With your
With my friend,
which friend?
Sir Raghav Biani.
That school friend.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me something like, any one example of what you have shared with Raghav, which you did not like to share with your father and mother.
Mm. Sir, I once started investing in the stock market. So I had taken advice from him, and I didn't want to tell these things at home. I just wanted to give a surprise, like if I can do good in that. So through that.
So what happened in the stock market? You made money.
No, sir, I didn't try for a long time. I started it, then I left it after a month or so.
Okay. How much money did you invest and from where did you get this money?
Sir, I already had the savings. I invested around 2,000 or something, and I didn't incur much loss. I almost got my money back. I didn't I gained much profit as well. That's it.
So why did you go to stock market? What was the reason?
Sir, I just wanted to explore the field. I wanted to see how it works. That's why I
Hmm.
wanted to start.
So what did you learn?
Sir, I learned that I need to study a lot more about the market and how to invest and where to invest. And I need much more capital than what I invested. So that's it. So I thought I'll do it later.
How do you help your sister in what kind of activities?
Sir, I helped my sister like recently she got a project in her school. She had to make wings on a chart paper. So I helped her with the material and also in sticking those things and if anything she needs a printout or anything, or if she has any doubt in her maths or anything, I help her out there too.
So what kind of advices does she ask you or you give on your own to her?
Yes, sir, advises as in she sometimes asks. She mostly talks to me about the academic stuff on or the co-curricular stuff that she does in the school. So I talk about that only. Other than that, yes, sir, it's mostly that only.
Okay. So what kind of advices your mother gives you and what kind of advices your father gives you? Two examples each. Generic advice, which is common, consistent.
So, yes, sir. So my mother tells me to. So firstly, I'll go with my father. My father asked me to do more on the part of physical fitness, and he also advises me about in terms of the business that we are running. So he helps me out in many. Whenever I sit there, so he helps me out over there. Other than that, my mother encourages me to do reading or take part in other co-curricular activities happening in colleges. That's it.
Hmm. Okay. So what kind of business does your father have?
Sir, we have departmental stores.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you help in your father's business? What is your role?
Yes, sir. Sir, I go inspect the store. Like there are many things. Like I deal with the customers as well. I bill things. I check the accounts sometimes, or I go and ask the staff to check the dates or maintain the FIFO. Like overall, I help in everything. I'm just not the part of one of the aspect, which is the purchasing or the dealing with vendors. Other than that, I'm quite involved in all the parts.
Okay. Okay. So your friend circle, you all play football and all. You don't have any close friends? You never mentioned any one of them?
Sir, in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. In the neighborhood, I had one close friend. Like I was in the boarding school since class six only, so I never got a chance to bond that much over here. But still, in the lockdown, I bonded with with Atul. Then after the lockdown he had to go to Chennai. He had a college over there, and other than that, I also bonded with Rupkatha, but I haven't had the that much time to be with her after the whole lockdown. And stuff.
Okay. Why did you choose Ameity as a college university for this subject?
Sir, Amity was the top college of psychology in where there are few colleges only in Kolkata that provide psychology, and Amity is the best one as far as I searched in terms of psychology.
Why, like your this all this universe? You have, I think, two or three universities, if I'm not wrong, in West Bengal, Calcutta itself. One is that Shantiniketan, it's a separate university, Vishwa Bharati, whatever they call it.
Yes.
They don't have psychology as a subject.
No, sir. Sir, they don't have psychology.
Okay, and what about normal university, West Bengal, like Presidency College or something like that?
Yes, sir. Sir, they don't have psychology as a course. They do not offer. Other than that, I also explored other colleges like there are Bhawanipur College or the Jadavpur College. So they don't offer psychology as a course. The Amity was the best that I found.
So why you didn't go to some other state, a better college?
Sir, I wanted to stay at home this time because I was out for class since class six. So I wanted to stay